Hey everyone, we're going to do the first PowerPoint of Unit 4 today, talking about citizenship and the differences between duties and responsibilities. So first off, civics, it's in the title of this class, Civics and Economics. Civics is the study of rights, duties, and responsibilities of citizens of a nation. So it analyzes how citizens and their government interact with one another. Um, Citizen is someone who is entitled to certain rights, and in turn has a specific set of responsibilities and a specific set of duties. Citizenship includes rights, duties, responsibilities. You can trace this all the way back to ancient Greece and ancient Rome. Um, so rights. Okay, so rights, first of all, are something that you are entitled to as a human being. That's like the textbook definition of rights. So you can break down rights into three categories: security, equality, and liberty. All right, so security, things that protect you from harmful behavior. You have the right to be secure. All right. Equality, right? People should have equal opportunity in this country, regardless of your background, race, gender, sexual orientation, religious background, so on and so forth. And then liberty, right? All people should have basic certain freedoms. That's what the Bill of Rights is all about. We'll get into the amendments and Bill of Rights later. All right, so duties. Duties are different from rights. These are things that you are required to do as a citizen. These are non-negotiable. So one, obey laws. Laws are there for a reason. You got to obey them. If you're not, you will be punished in some way or another, whether that be fines, jail time, whatever. Paying taxes, same thing, right? That is something that you have to do. If you don't pay taxes, the government will come and get you, unless you're super rich. And in that case, sometimes you can just get away with that. But, not all of us are super rich. Three, jury duty. We'll talk a little bit more about jury duty later. But that's one thing that we are, sometimes you're called on to do if you're 18 years or older. Attend school. All right. You may not necessarily get in trouble for not showing up for school, but your parents could if, because they're in charge of you. And then registering for the draft. So whenever you turn 18 years old, got to register for the draft. All right. Just in case they ever, bring that back. All right, and then responsibilities. These are things that you are not necessarily required to do, but you should do as a citizen. So one, be informed. I can't stress that enough. That's pretty freaking important. You need to know what's going on in the world, and especially in your country. Two, voting. Voting is incredibly important. Not everyone who has the right to vote does practice or does, in fact, vote, which is a shame. My grandma always told my dad growing up that if you don't vote, you don't get to complain, and I'm a firm believer in that. Participate in government, right? That can mean by elect canvassing for candidates, working on. Hold on one second. Strange. Sometimes my Amazon Echo will just start talking to me. Anyways, participating in government. So this can mean campaigning for certain candidates. This can mean voting. This could mean even running for office. Respecting others' rights, respecting diversity. These are things that you should do as citizens, but obviously not everyone does these things. All right. So the Americas, specifically the United States of America, is a land of immigrants. All right. You can trace all the way back to way before the United States was even an official country. People coming over from Asia, crossing the Bering Sea land bridge, back before, that was no longer a thing, coming over into the continent of North America. Europeans, right? So people coming over from Europe from the late 1400s, early 1500s. You can really even go, as late as, the 1800s, whenever Irish and German immigrants were coming over here as well. Africans, well over 500,000 were brought to the Americas to serve as slaves. Eventually, in 1808, the United States Congress banned the slave trade. Um, you know, better late than never, I suppose, right? Today, you've got still a lot of immigrants coming over from Latin America. This isn't to say that of course, that Europeans and other Asians, Africans aren't coming over as well, but Latin America immigrants are the ones that are in the news most often, for sure. And at the basic core of who America is a melting pot. We are a combination of different cultures, ethnicities, and nationalities. You can't look at someone and say that person must be American, right? Because we look different. We come from different places. We have different cultures. We, maybe follow different religions, all sorts of things. All right. All right. An immigrant is, someone who moves to a new country. People who move permanently to a new country. Many will try to, seek citizenship legally. Some people do not do that, and that doesn't necessarily make them bad people. The citizenship process in the United States is very complex. You'll see a little bit about the more that we cover this in this unit, what's required in order to officially become a citizen. It's a years-long process. It's very difficult. It's very time-consuming, and it's expensive. An alien is people from another country who come to the U.S. to work or to study. That means they probably have a temporary visa. You've got legal and illegal immigrants. These are like the textbook definitions of them, though I don't really like the term illegal immigrant because I don't believe that a person can be illegal. But this is the textbook definition of it. It means they have not officially been given permission by this government to be in the country. And then lastly, a natural-born citizen. This means that you were born either on U.S. soil, or both of your parents are U.S. citizens. All right. So when we say born on U.S. soil, this does not necessarily mean that you have to have been born in the physical United States. If you are if you're in a military family and you were born, on a base in South Korea or whatever, you are still a citizen as well, because that is technically considered, American soil. And also, if your parents are citizens, you also meet that criteria. All right. So today was just, a little bit about talking about citizenship and, what it means to be a citizen, difference between duties, responsibilities, rights, things like that. So thanks for listening. Make sure you take the quiz on the next slide and have a good day.